Laser powder bed fusion. You know it, you love it, but it is not always the most user-friendly process. This company wants to change that. I'm Stephanie Hendrickson with Additive Manufacturing Media here at IMTS 2024 in the Index booth where One Click Metal is exhibiting. One Click Metal is a spinout from Trumpf that is trying to make laser powder bed fusion more accessible and easy to apply for universities, labs, and small to medium manufacturers that may not have experience with this process. They created this platform which consists of two different machines, one which has the printer and the other that has the sieving and depowdering capability. The whole system is engineered for modularity with an aim toward keeping the operator away from the powder, which can be a hazard if it's breathed in or if it gets out into the larger facility. So the powder is installed into the machine through these cartridges. The machine can be equipped with up to 5 at the same time for continuous production or if you need to refill in the middle of a build. The material is passed into the build volume with a system that's designed to limit the contamination of the actual build space. Excess powder is swept off of the bed and collected through this funnel and ends up in this canister down here. Inside the machine, anywhere that you see these green handles, these are the only places that the operator really needs to interact with or do anything. Otherwise, the powder and the parts and the entire build are contained within here. Once the build is completed, the entire build module comes out and can be moved via trolley over to the depowdering station. The parts get depowdered, the excess material is collected and sieved, and then again dropped into a canister that would be down at the bottom of this system. So this is laser powder bed fusion in a very compact footprint. You just need these two machines to get started, and the system can be applied in a lab setting, in a school setting, or at a manufacturer that may not have a whole lot of space. One Click Metal offers a couple of different build modules. There's sort of the standard build module, there is a taller one that's coming, and then they also have the lab module, which requires a much smaller amount of metal powder to get started, which can be useful if you're working with an experimental alloy or a precious metal, something that might be expensive and you don't want to use a lot of it. This platform can print with stainless steels, Inconel, aluminum, titanium, and more. Applications include prototyping, product development, and short-run manufacturing, including some components for conventional manufacturing. So we're here in the Index booth. Index is a manufacturer of CNC turning centers, but it is also a majority investor in One Click Metal. They are exploring using this technology for components of some of their systems. Here's one of the components that they're looking at. This is a slider trolley. It is part of a bar feeder and part of the mechanism that feeds bar stock into the chamber of a multi-spindle turning center. Currently, this part is manufactured in two pieces. It's a sheet metal component and a turned piece that get welded together, but that manufacturing process is a little bit complicated because of the welding step, and Index has seen some wear and some failure along that welding seam. They say that they need about 520 of these components per year, and it costs about €120 to manufacture each one today. So, One Click Metal and Index work to redesign this part for laser powder bed fusion. They combine the two pieces into one design, they optimize to reduce some of the weight, and they came up with this component, which is now just one piece, reducing the scrap, reducing the weight of the component, and also reducing a lot of the assembly work. It also brought the price of these trolley sliders down by 62%. These parts can be printed 42 at a time in a build on the One Click Metal machine, which takes about 50 hours, and it costs around €27 per part made that way. This is still an application in development. There's still a ways to go, but it is a great indicator of how just very simple assembly consolidation, going from 2 parts down to just 1, can have major impacts on the supply chain, on the workflow, and on the cost of a component. So for more information about laser powder bed fusion, about additive manufacturing helping conventional manufacturing, see the links in the video description. And if you'd like to learn more about additive technology and applications, follow Additive Manufacturing Media wherever you're watching.